my mouse finger wasn't working as well on the mouse because it lost its flexibility and I couldn't control it. 2 years of struggling to figure out, I knew something was wrong, but I couldn't figure out what it was. And I went to a neurologist on April Fool's Day, 1997. And she said, "Oh, you've got Parkinson's." Just as a matter of fact as that. Most people find it hard to know what to say. Just as I had a hard time figuring out what to expect, they had a hard time figuring out what to say, and that's understandable. There's nothing to say except, either I love you or I'll support you and let me know what I can do, that kind of thing. I'll bring up the Parkinson's because people are wondering about it and they don't know whether to ask. But I also don't want to talk about Parkinson's only or all the time.
At what point did you realize that it was time to quit working?
My body told me. I was able to perform less well day by day. It was the pace of the job. It was really quite a high-paced job. And energy is one of the things that you start lacking when you have Parkinson's. Stress is a very strong provocateur of symptoms of Parkinson's. And so just one thing after another just led me to realize that I just can't do this anymore. It's hard to see what a person is not able to do, and until you see evidence that there's an impediment like this. Because most of my symptoms were were expressive of rigidity. The rigidity people don't see. It's just you feel wooden and you can't really move and you're not facile with your hands, and writing your name is tough. I've found myself over the 10 or 11 years since the diagnosis, I found myself trying to find that little space between, on the one hand, denying that I have anything. I'll tough this out, by golly, this is not going to get me. That's bullhunky. On the other end of the spectrum is surrender and be the victim. Parkinson's defines my life and all that I can do or can't do. And I don't want to go there either. I'm surprised that I'm capable of doing as much as I can do just generally. I'm not housebound. I'm still driving quite comfortably, and there's no threat to that. At least now, maybe 2 or 3 years there will be. I have a one event a day policy that I impose on myself most of the time. That's both the limit and also make sure I get out of the house once a day. The things that bother me, it's just the obvious things. Buttoning a cuff is almost impossible. Dressing and shaving and the one thing that I hate is going to a restaurant, which I love, love to dine out, and not being able to be heard.
How many meds are you on?
Too many. One of the things I have to consider is where I'm going to live, and that might be sooner than 10 years. That I'll be needing to go into some kind of an assisted living facility or home care facility or whatever, I don't know which brings up all kinds of issues that I have to be responsible about. For people like me who are usually found in a position of taking care of other people, it's particularly tough because now it's time for me to be taken care of, and at least emotionally now, and I've got more of that taken care of to look forward to, being taken care of, and I'm learning, and it's not a bad lesson to learn.